한국이 알아.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Steam Mobile Tech YouTube channel. A couple topics that we're going to cover in this video. The first being John Legere potentially leaving the T-Mobile company. We have reason to believe that he is likely to resign or just not renew any type of contract with T-Mobile. Maybe he continues to stay with the company at a different capacity. There's a lot of different possibilities there, so we'll discuss that in the video. And also the second thing is, what is going on in negotiations on the price for Sprint? And we'll talk about what happened in the fiscal quarter 2 of 2019. Let's first start with that piece. The current situation with the merger is based on a really poor earnings report from Sprint for their fiscal quarter 2 of 2019. Lots of losses in the subscribers. Many customers are leaving the company. The profitability is really low. The total revenue being generated is also low. Sprint has tons of business erosion, and the value of the company from quarter to quarter has been dropping for several years. Now, there's a couple of options that Deutsche Telekom and T-Mobile can take. I think one of the things is potentially back out and view some other options, whether it's purchase half of Sprint's spectrum assets, 2.5, the 2.5 gigahertz. The other option is to potentially look at spectrum leasing programs through the company. I just don't see that as a viable option because T-Mobile obviously wants to be the owner and operator of said spectrum, and they want to do the leasing and the selling of the services themselves. And the other option, of course, trying to, work on getting a lowered price, and that makes total sense. But it's risky. And here's what I mean. The problem here at this point is a lot has been put into this merger and the deal. It's the way it's currently constructed. You really have to think about, you've got courts, you've got judges, you have states, all of this is going on. Do we really want to risk a setback in negotiations or something going on, something that could happen that could really jeopardize the merger as it's kind of gone through a lot of these paces and the hard part's done? I just would say in this case, it's just not worth the risk. I mean, what are they going to do? Say, okay, well, we're not going to give you $26.5 billion. We're going to give you like $19.9 billion. I don't even know if it's really worth it to risk it at this point. So I would say don't do anything to jeopardize the merger agreement. Keep terms mostly the same. If you are going to renegotiate anything, keep it simple. Don't complicate things. Maybe it involves Sprint doing something more for Dish, sweeten the pot possibly, so that regulators, people, the naysayers, the state attorneys general saying that it's not going to be good for competition. Dish won't make it as a competitor. Maybe some of those things can be addressed. But as the Uncarrier 1.0 was announced yesterday, and the three deals and the components of the Uncarrier, I mean, everything seems to be in place. It sounds awesome. They addressed pricing, rural America, low-income consumers, 5G, first responders. They did so much to address it. It's just not worth it to risk it at this point. But we'll see what happens. I'm following the story, and I'll keep you guys updated here on the channel. The second piece, T-Mobile's CEO currently, John Legere. He's got an exit bonus potentially in leaving the company. I've heard conflicting reports. Some people are reporting mid to high $60 million range for his exit. Some are reporting in the 80s, like $85 million. Either way, that is a lot of money. And, after the Uncarrier 1.0 announcement, you could see clearly something I identified. John Legere and Mike Sievert were both present for the initial video as well as the question and answer session afterward. So Mike Sievert is the president and chief operating officer of T-Mobile. Braxton Carter is the chief financial officer. Both are highly involved in the merger. Both are extremely transparent and part of the process of what T-Mobile does as a business. John's contract is going to be up in April 30th of 2020. I don't know if that becomes a month-to-month thing, where he's just kind of like hanging on. I don't know if he signs a new contract. It doesn't appear to be the case. which would mean, in my estimation, the best person to replace him is Mike Sievert, who doesn't have an expiration date on his contract, and he is in as president and COO, for the near future and moving forward. So I would say to you, if people are speculating it could be Braxton Carter, the current CFO, or if it's going to be Mike Sievert, the current president and COO, who was present at the announcement? It was Mike Sievert, who was referenced and directed in discussion and questions and answers. It was Mike Sievert. And who was there, and you guys can see it, the image on the screen capture here, who was there with John side by side? It was Mike Sievert. All indications to me is that Mike Sievert is probably the heir apparent to the CEO position and operating and running this company moving forward. And it seems like he's kind of been bred in a way. I think he's most John-like when it comes to business. I don't know about the quirkiness. I don't know about the animation. I don't know about all that wackiness. I don't know about the pink shoes and all of that. But I will say, from a business standpoint, it does seem to make sense. He would be the heir apparent to the CEO position at T-Mobile. And John's got plenty of reasons to want to close out the merger deal, go ahead and collect his dollars, maybe stay on as some kind of an advisor or a board advisor or a board member, something on that level. But it makes total sense that if he does walk away from the position, Mike Sievert takes over on that post. So that's my take. If you guys are looking for more information on the Un-carrier 1.0 announcement, I'm going to go ahead and put an end card at the end of this video. I'll also put a card, one of those cards in the top right-hand corner. You'll see that here right now. Just so you guys can refer to those if you haven't seen it. The podcast last night was awesome. Had Dave Beestick on there. We did a complete analysis and breakdown of all the details from the announcement. So definitely go ahead and check that out. If you could, please like this video. Also share this video. Interesting topics to cover and discuss. And also drop me a comment down in the comment section. I love to hear what you guys have to say on these two topics. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, join the SMT Nation, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload from the SMT. And if you want to get more involved with the SMT communities, we've got the Discord server, we've got the Patreon page. There are links in the description box for both of those. And if you want to support production here on the SMT YouTube channel, we have a PayPal share link down below for a smaller occasional monetary donation. Many thanks in advance for those contributions. I think I'll leave it at that. Again, I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm the SMT, and I will see you guys on the next video.